Well, hello YouTube. It's been a while since I made a video on this channel. I found that I didn't have a lot to say, and honestly, I just didn't have the emotional capital to make controversial videos. Since I work in social services, things have been hectic since COVID-19 became a thing. Plus, in order to assist the people I work with, I can't be burnt out emotionally or I'm just not any use to my clients. They deserve better than that, and I refuse to let the toxicity of YouTube affect my professional conduct. However, I have been making videos on my secondary channel, and recently I felt the urge to make videos again on this channel. And yes, I realize that I'm crap at running a YouTube channel, since taking long breaks can have a devastating effect on a channel's growth, and all those other things most YouTubers worry about. So, to those of you who have stuck by me, thank you for still being here. I truly appreciate you. You might be asking yourself, what brought me out of hiatus? Truth is, I have many ideas for videos, but I've also come to the realization that atheism isn't enough. While I still think there's value in combating religious fundamentalism, I honestly believe that big chunks of the atheist community are, well, extremely toxic, and this has really challenged me to think about the direction I'd like to take with this channel. You may have noticed that before taking a break from YouTube, my content had changed pretty drastically. I enjoyed making those videos, and I likely will make a few more of them, including carrying on with my Cycles of Fascism series that I was doing with Cyrus. I also want to make more social commentary videos that focus on humanism. First one is, today. Today I want to talk about the futility of debate. Modern day debate recently held this debate: should trans women be able to compete in women's sports? Which is quite the title, considering trans women are women, so that's kind of an unfortunate title choice. But I don't really want to talk about who is right in this debate. What I really want to talk about is whether these debates are useful. Do they really work? Are they worth having? And what's really going on here? First off, I'd like you to note who is in this debate. They're having a debate about trans people, human rights, and women. There's no trans people on that panel. There's no women on that panel. And as far as I can tell from listening to the debate, there are no medical experts or experts of any kind on that panel. There's really no one qualified to speak about this topic on this particular show. What there is a far-right mouthpiece who once told a female assault victim that he wouldn't even rape them. I don't think that makes one qualified to speak on women's issues. In fact, I'd say Sargon's track record of anti-feminism and terrible behavior towards women should pretty much disqualify him from being taken seriously on this subject. You have the moderator, and you have Brenton, who is also a man. He admits he's not trans either. He has no medical background as far as I know. At least he didn't open by saying he had any. And although I don't know much about him as a person or content creator, is he really the best voice to talk about whether or not trans athletes should be able to compete? I certainly don't think so. You see, what's going on here isn't really about learning the truth. It isn't meant to elevate our understanding of the topic. I mean, that's what MDD wants you to think this is. That's how it's sold. It's sold as a channel dedicated to being fearless truth tellers, exploring topics few others have the courage to tackle, in a nonpartisan way, of course. But what this really is, once you rip away that thin veneer, is entertainment. It's junk food, devoid of actual expert opinion, but it tastes oh so good when you consume it. And a quick look at the chat will show you this, like this comment, for example, that asserts Sargon had already won, even though he hadn't had a chance to speak yet, or this one where presumably Sargon's fans are just reinforcing each other and their transphobia. They don't care about what Brenton has to say. They've already made up their mind on the subject, and have come to see Sargon rip apart the SJW soy boy lib cuck or whatever. Now, if this venue is really interested in learning more about the subject, they'd have invited on an expert in the field, someone who has lived experiences, hopefully someone with a medical background who is qualified to speak about the subject. But that isn't what this is. This is a farce. It's a reality-type TV show. It's the lifeblood of channels like Modern Day Debates. And a show like this can reach thousands, tens of thousands, and even hundreds of thousands of views over its lifetime. Honestly, I just imagine being a minority, that's already in very real danger of having even more rights stripped from me, watching these two men with no skin in the game debate about whether I should retain one of my human rights for the entertainment of a YT audience. What a sorry goddamn thing to happen. And sorry, someone's human rights and sense of dignity shouldn't be treated as entertainment. This is already a marginalized community in deep danger on a day-to-day basis, who face having even more of their rights stripped away by the Trump administration, as well as other administrations around the world. They're already paying in blood, merely for daring to be who they are. They're already being targeted by fascists, evangelical fundamentalists, and just regular people who have been raised to be biased towards trans people. With that said, let's move away from this particular debate and talk about debate in general. Outside of a few narrow exceptions, I think most debates can be boiled down to entertainment, rhetorical skill, and the charm of the speakers. It matters less what the speaker is saying than how they say it and whether what they're saying is confirming the listener's biases. They're often billed as being amicable, nonpartisan, and just a way to explore taboo ideas, because that way the listener can easily convince themselves that they're the reasonable ones. While a few might listen to a debate and come away with their mind changed, most leave feeling vindicated in their beliefs, even though the people they watched debate weren't really qualified. Or maybe they were qualified, but their opponent was clever and took them by surprise. Or maybe their opponent gish-galloped, and they didn't have a suitable answer ready in time, even though they might have, if given the time to really research the point that was being made. But you don't have that time during a real-time debate, and if you look blankly at the camera, or are unwilling to make claims you're not sure about, you look bad to the audience. You look as if you lost the debate. And if you do make claims you're unsure about, you might be spreading misinformation. And if your debate can sway the opinion of thousands of people, spreading misinformation about, well, say, trans people, a minority group that is in constant danger, then you risk causing very real, very immediate harm to real people, even if that wasn't your intent. Some people are okay with that. Yeah, it's technically legal. It's allowed. It's even encouraged by numbers growth on YouTube and money through Patreon and ad dollars. But that doesn't make it ethical. If you're going to tackle a sensitive subject that can have real-world consequences, why not take the time to research the topic? Why not consult actual experts or people with lived experiences? Why not make a scripted, sourced, and well-thought-out video on the subject? I don't think debate, especially YouTube debate, is the best vehicle for learning what is true about the world. It's more a way to be entertained, to have your biases confirmed, to revel in seeing someone humiliated, to convince yourself that you're a rational thinker just trying to learn the facts. But the truth is that YouTube debates are rarely the best avenue towards truth. They're just trash fires, and those fires can often burn vulnerable people, many of whom have never seen the debate that led to the harm caused them. Maybe the next time you consume or are asked to take part in a debate, you'll think about this video. Maybe I'll have convinced you that maybe it isn't the best use of your time after all. But who knows? It is 2 a.m. after a day's work, so yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion. Feel free to roast me in the comment section. Subscribe or unsubscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully have another video for you soon. Cheers.